QDN E-News.
Acknowledgement of country. We acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which we meet. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge the important role Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people continue to play within the community. Acknowledgement for people with disability by Queenslanders with Disability Network. QDN also acknowledges people with disability who have come before us and died in institutional settings, as well as those who are still trapped in institutions or silenced by institutional practices. We take on the responsibilities of being clear about the rights of all people with disability and, where necessary, speak in an informed and considered manner for those who cannot speak for themselves.
Hello and welcome to another edition of QDN's E-News. I'm Sharon Boyce, QDN's Chairperson of the Board, and we have some important updates to share with you today. And there are many issues that are happening within the disability community across Queensland especially, and across Australia. And there are things that we are doing within QDN that are both exciting and sometimes even a little bit difficult to work out how we're going to progress. But members, we always are listening, and we will be very interested to share where we are at with what we are doing. And we have some important updates now that I'm going to look at. Firstly, I'd like to highlight the success of the Queensland Disability Conference that we held last week. The theme was Imagining Possibilities, Shaping an Inclusive Queensland, and I think that the conference absolutely lived up to this title. The conference brought together members of the disability sector, government, stakeholders, and the business community to discuss the reforms that will shape a more inclusive future. We're at an exciting time in Queensland. There's lots of things happening, and I have to say that the panels and the groups of people who were interviewed and the discussions that followed on from those from the actual presentations of the groups, then discussions at the tables and discussions in the online room as well, I think really explored some of the big issues, some of the exciting issues, and some of the issues within legislation and new ideas that we need to think about within Queensland. And I think that's really helped focus us on the imagining of possibilities. I think within the area that QDN focuses on, and that is disability and our lived lives and communities and how we can make them stronger and better, are all really enhanced when we together come in a group like that, whether it be in the room or online, to really focus on things that we need to do and how we can all play a part in that process. We are having the state election Saturday the 26th of October, and QDN has developed an election platform and an advocacy kit for members. The platform outlines our priorities for an accessible and inclusive Queensland, and it focuses on 7 key areas: employment and financial security, including the cost of living, and we know how much that is impacting on all of us; inclusive homes and communities; safety, rights and justice; personal and community support; education and learning; health and well-being; and community attitudes. In total, we have identified 54 key priorities, and we are urging candidates to address those different areas if they are elected. And we also want to ask them what they will do if they are elected. We need to focus on the things that affect our lives and that affect our local communities. And we can do that by talking to different politicians, talking to our community, hearing what the needs are, knowing what our lives are, and really thinking about how we can influence and create change through the election process. And the election platform is available on the QDN website. So go in and have a look at it and think about how you might make a difference. We have been working across the last year with the All Abilities program, the JobMatch. And we had last week an event where we brought together all the stakeholders that have been involved over the year to share their different experiences and the different project resources that have been developed. Wow, this was an exciting project to be part of it, and I was lucky enough to be part of it. And there were lots of other people as well. And what we actually did was invite community organisations to join our community of practice to share ideas and help build employer confidence in hiring, supporting and retaining employees with disability. We all know how important employment is and how many issues we have with employment and people with disability. We need to think about that, and this project actually really did do exactly that, and we got to hear the exciting stories of different organisations and different groups that employed people with disability and looked at resources to support people on that employment journey. The NDIS Bill has passed in Parliament, and we all know that this has been an area that is taking up a lot of media presence and a lot of, conversations within the community. And QDN would like to acknowledge the commitment and hard work our members have put into this bill and our disability community sector's response to its passage in federal Parliament. QDN has been clear that authentic consultation and meaningful engagement with people with disabilities, their families, and the broader sector are fundamental to the reform of the NDIS. We will continue to advocate on this issue with our members. And it's an area that I know is very emotional. We've had the report from the Disability Royal Commission, and we've had the response from both the state and federal governments. And people have been, very, I don't know what word I would use to describe this. Some have been disappointed. There has just been a lot of conversation and really thinking how we can do things better. And there's lots of ways that we can co-design and share these things to actually make a real difference. And I really would encourage people to think about what they can do and what they can share about their lives and their, issues that they have lived within their lives. And we all have a real difference in what we actually are able to report back, but every bit of that information is worthwhile. So my encouragement is to think about how you can make a difference to this. And I would just also suggest that you have a look at that link below the video and go in and have a read through that. I think educating ourselves and making sure we're aware of what are the facts and what can we do is absolutely essential. Our QDN meetings, our peer group meetings, our self-management meetings, and our regular get-together and educate each other meetings are still ongoing. And we're very pleased with the results and feedback from our members and supporters. And I'd just like to say a personal thank you to everybody who shares in those meetings, asks questions, and gets feedback, and then also links outside of the meeting with other members as well. That's the importance of our networking. And those peer networks are absolutely vital in sharing our information. These meetings are held in various locations, providing an excellent opportunity to update you on QDN's activities across different policy areas, and also share ways that you can get involved And we also love to hear your perspectives on key issues. That's how QDN can go forward. We need to know what members are thinking, and we need to be able to share those, and we can make a difference as QDN. Upcoming meetings are scheduled for the Gold Coast. Then we have the Ipswich area and Caboolture area as well. You can find out more information on the QDN calendar with additional dates to be scheduled soon. And remember, they're on the website. So go and have a look and see what you can find out and explore that website. And if you've got any more questions, you can talk to someone who works at QDN. Thanks for tuning in to the QDN e-News. And if you have any other questions about what we've covered, please get in touch.